Dear Esther, I'm not sure what to expect of this, only to the fact that it's by the same people that made Vanishing Ethan Carter, right?
Yeah. So that was alright.
So we can expect a beautiful looking game.
Yeah, we know that.
A good story.
Maybe.
And maybe another best jump scare we've ever had. Yeah, that dirty little dude down in dungeons, mate. So let's just check out the options. Obviously we've got to change that. Alright, so we'll just jump in, Dan, see what we got, and just, I don't know, see what we're rolling with.
So it's what, 4 sections?
I'm going to guess so. So we've got the lighthouse, the buoy, the caves, and the beacon. So what is this? Like Telltale?
No, I think it's all here, but progress is saved at the end of each chapter. I think you've got to unlock them. I think they're all here already.
Alright, well, I mean, let's start the only place we can, Dan, at the beginning. See what we got. If we're going by anything like The Vanishing Ethan Carter, though, it's going to be a good game. Hopefully we don't just have to mission around 100 times looking for a scuba diver.
Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time.
Let's have a look.
I'm leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Science pictures.
Would that be relevant later on?
Right, what this? I don't know, can you make heads or tails of it?
It's like it's like hydrogen.
I don't know my periodic tables, mate.
It's like compound.
Cards? Nice. Have a game? Alright, well that's automatic with the light. So I'm going to walk into one of these rooms and I'm just going to see some dude stood behind the door. Okay, Dan, the path taken or the path less taken? What do you reckon? Left or right?
Let's stay down. I feel like you're running by zooming in.
Not where it looks. Oh, that's a cool lake, isn't it?
I think we're going to come back this way and go the end here. So if I'm looking to interact with, it's going to be one of those ones where you walk around and when you get to a certain point, the narrator will start talking again.
Maybe, because with the Vanishing Ethan Carter, the same thing on the platform as well, isn't it? That's not fucking dinner, man. It's fucking frozen, man. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get all the way to the end of it, it's going to get fucking on, man.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity, For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
That's the thing about that's the best composition for like photos and stuff. The focus of the photos would be in the tiny square in the middle. And then you can pause around it and stuff with martial sequence like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
I'll take your word for it, mate. Hey, now it's boom.
Just imagine things.
Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
The only thing I could see...
There's tires.
Oh, he said he's going to leave it at the foot of his headstone.
Yeah, there's like a car crash down there. Isn't it? Someone drove up there, so they can see that car bit as we got there.
I don't assume so, but he said he left something at the foot of his gravestone, and that only activated when it came through this way, but whatever it is, he says we're going to need it.
Do you think we're Esther? Or
No, because I'm me.
be the narrator?
Play Summoners All. Head up that way. Yeah.
He's going to do it all the way down.
Yeah, I saw that on the way down there, so...
Pretty foliage.
Yeah, man, you never know, you might find a fish underneath it. Maybe my rod.
Oh, yeah.
See you later. Some dude said he's out. Have a beautiful time. Don't come down there.
Oh. Yeah.
Kind of lucky, mate. Now you're going to mission it all the way back around and me. Look right, see which is quickest way. Yeah, take it right, I'd say.
Sure?
Yeah.
But if we go this way, we get that whole path to where we're missing.
Yeah, true.
Well, where is this the right house?
Yeah, we started at that, didn't we?
Maybe we go up in there? Or just look at those two doors?
Just those two doors.
This chapter is named after this, so you think you're different.
Yeah, it's funny because it's where you start. Yeah. What's the negative?
Mission failed. Get the next one.
front of there's a cliff down this one.
Okay. Is the game telling you now that I'm going to have to go all the way back to the stairs? Or can I manage this? That was weird.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form.
Okay, hold on, what's this down here?
Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
The other way, go down and around, and then back up the other side.
Try and get it.
Good luck. No, this was really further than the first time.
So yeah, we couldn't get to that cave without going that way.
So there's something around this way.
It didn't give us anything, it sort of showed us where we are.
Yeah.
I think I'll just get to that top, that bit where I just...
Yeah, maybe you come back on yourself at the same time. Hello, Rock.
Could be nice. See it?
Little triangle.
And the eye in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Discover what's going on here.
What's going on here? What? I think you got one turn around. Because obviously, we got to find this tomb. Yeah, hang on left now.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend, but then he didn't have my reasons.
Is this like a weird island, like lost stuff?
That's exactly what I was just thinking about then. When people start talking about islands and mysteries now, and I think, don't rip off my show. Yeah, man.
When someone had died or
walk around
was
that for a
dying,
minute.
or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection. and wait a generation
fall off
until
it there like
whatever
a retard.
pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay.
Ooh.
The infection is not simply of the flesh.
There's some tombs anyway, so the shit's down there, I reckon. Or is it here? I don't know.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
What does that path lead back to where you came?
Yeah, both of these are just two. This is where the little flickering light was.
Right, yeah, some dodgy dude in a cave like that. Hello? Come down and say hello? No. No. I will swim to China.
Dear
with you.
Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Let's just see this dodgy dude in the cave, shall we? Jump scare.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean.
The light was right here.
My neck aches from staring up at the aerial.
We were looking at it.
It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure
So
I've
we're heading
begun to
the right
fall
direction,
enough
I'm
a
gonna assume,
stone.
right?
Yeah. It's moved.
In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder,
Some dude's
staring
gonna come
along the motorway
flying
at
at
the
you,
approaching
man.
traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
No. That's what we did it all back there. More paint though, not? Right, let's check out these symbols. What's this one up here?
There we go. Right?
Oh, now you get your tour.
That looks like a cell, like a virus or something.
Okay. That looks like science, man.
Yeah, there's like there's like cells. This
Or is that a
like,
root, like a tree root or something? Do you know what I mean? Like a.
yeah, it's either something in the brain or it's a tree, and it's like a synapse firing chemicals across it, and this is the chemicals.
That is a reach, man. I don't know where you're getting that from, but I don't
Because
know.
that's what they look like.
I'll take your fucking word for it, mate. Science boy.
And then is that a face up there with hair, and it's like a mystical man thing, or is it like a squid? I can't really tell with this one. There to me could be a face, but this could just be the chemical section, and that's the head.
Could be. I don't know. Advance.
Advancing.
Well, whatever was at the entrance of the cave is gone. and he took his clothes off and folded them up. That is not the signs of a man in a panic, is it? And he left us lunch.
Some mouldy bread, a fish.
I thought it was a book, to be fair.
From that.
Yeah, for a second.
The paint again. He's had multiple buckets because we saw one on the floor a while back. So this again looks like a
DNA strand or something.
membrane of some sort.
There's one behind you. That's one. And the same thing. Alright. Yeah, signs of a man who's normal.
There was that other part. Oh no, this looks that way. So no, we'll go that way.
So whatever's flicking away in that.
Let's go on there. It's not going into the mission. It's very linear so far.
Yeah. This will be a story-based driven game as well, isn't it? No, I'm guessing we go head to that lighthouse, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I wonder if this is going to be doable in like a one session.
What, with 4?
I've become convinced
But it
I am
could
not
be.
alone here, even though I'm
If we
equally
were to
sure it
quit
is simply a delusion
those
brought
saves
upon
we
by
can
circumstance.
say that it's not, we're not even going to know.
I do not, for instance, remember where I found the candles, or why I took it upon myself to light such a strange pathway. Perhaps it is only for those who are bound to follow.
No, I want to go check out these. Here we go. Can't pick it up. Okay, now we've got ways to go. Now we can go down or up
Which way is where the lighthouse is?
that way.
Lighthouse last.
Yeah.
This might be the
Oh, this might be the bit.
where the car parks are.
Yeah.
Yeah, careful, bro.
Imagine having to hike it back up there, mate. I just turn this fucking game off and be like, done net.
Still definitely just the one way to go.
Yeah.
Looks like it was splitting off there, but
It's too bad you can't sprint or something, man.
the game would be over too quick.
I know,
there.
mate. It'd be over within the hour, wouldn't it?
May very well be there anyway.
If anyone might do. But for £4, I mean, you know, you pay for what you get, don't you? But then you pay £60 for a top-back game like Skyrim and it turns out to be shit.
Getting creepy again. That's like a point of no return by the look of it.
Let's do it. Oh.
So we do see the effect of each chapter. So that's one chapter.
Okay, so this might be over quicker than we thought.
Hmm.
Oh. Bing! Trophy!
Done.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times.
Oh, this is based
But
down
although I
here,
have all
isn't
the
it?
reports and all the witnesses,
Oh.
and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd
Exeter.
think
That's
there
about
would be
20 minutes from
marks
my house.
to serve as some evidence.
Bristol,
somewhere
not so
between
much.
the turn off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull
Right,
ashore.
Dan. We'll go left first, just to eliminate.
It's staying in the wrong. It looks like we should be going down
Exeter to Bristol.
there. Ooh, and 5 miles.
Tour de Britain. Tour de Devon. Right, there's a wreckage, that. So it's not a temple. Oh, hold on. You see that?
There's the light again. In the middle of the water. Oh, it's on the boy. This is the next chapter.
It is boy.
So there's the boy.
They probably would have been while going down fast, wouldn't it?
Let's go like that and check out the thing. Or maybe we just keep going. Just like this.
Yeah, because there's another pathway over there as well that takes
It's
you up
only
that
at
way.
night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation.
Where to go?
What the
There
hell
must be
does that
something new
say?
to find here. Some nook or some cranny
No
that
terrain.
offers a perspective worth clinging to.
Can't read that first bit.
I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
You get some yank play this game and go Exeter to Bristol. What's an M5?
It's pronounced.
Going on, is there? Or are we just going to walk around and it tells the story and then it's game over, man?
It seems to have been a car crash. Here's like a big boat wreck. There's a little boat wreck. Abandoned lighthouse. You can see the building of lights. Flickering light in a cave. Let's go on.
Flickering light out to sea.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And those weird hundreds.
I can't
There
read
must
that.
be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
So go up the pathway to the left, I'm going to assume that means. Yeah.
Weird clouds and lights. Look at that one.
Got to put this back.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
What? Is the woman you're talking about got hit by a drunk guy?
Maybe.
Is this going to be one of those that's all in his
What
head?
charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss?
Like the
How many
vanishing
dead
of Ethan
shepherds
Carter,
could
wasn't it?
fill
That
this
was him
hole?
said. He was telling a story, wasn't he?
Down there, is the- What's the button?
I don't know, but I ain't jumping down there, man.
There's a little shed.
Little house
I've
on the
begun my
prairie,
ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way
Gig.
under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Maybe, I suppose, yeah. That up there.
No. All the way there.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine, like, living on top of this house and you walk down this hill every day to go to the fucking school or to the bank or get your groceries or whatever, like.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either. When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave.
Oh my god.
Perhaps
That
it will
made
be
me
back on the
jump,
table when I
man,
wake.
so hard.
I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Fuck, man. Dodgy games, mate. All it was a little bird.
Oh, shit, man.
You see my whole body jump, lad. Guys, with games like this, right, here's the thing. I just expect something to jump out on me, so I'm there really tense, like, walking around. And the little bird goes, bing, in the corner of the screen. I'm like,
Just
oh.
we were in the middle of a dialogue. I wasn't expecting nothing. Game over.
That short fall there with a sudden stop at the bottom, like, probably died from lack of oxygen, but I mean... Okay, this is a dodgy little cliff, man.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft. But I cannot corroborate this story.
That big hole at the top. There's a spider kicked him in there.
Fruits will die. Yeah, some ship came in and just smashed up against that wall, mate.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves. wintered tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled
Fuck
back
is
to the
that
bothy
noise?
to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose.
Oh, was that the
They will
light that's
keep me
flickering
lucid for my
before?
final ascent.
No, that's just a candle.
Well, some fuck put it there, do you know what I mean?
Look up, is this that hole you saw?
Oh, yeah.
Go down here again.
No, no, no. Okay.
In the butt. Are we going to see your dead body down here?
Donnelly did not pass through the caves. From here on in, his guidance, unreliable as it is gone from me. I understand now that it is between the two of us, and whatever correspondence can be drawn from the wet rocks.
Dead bodies were chucked down there, they'd be really close by.
Look, another candle, just like torch there on the deck, look. Smash it, isn't
Is that the narrator's torch? Looks cool down there. Is this paint or is this where it gets to speeding up and...
Maybe it's just a reflection off of these eyes. Take the mushrooms, man. Go on a trip. Oh, this looks like a dead end. Yeah.
They'd stopped the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star.
zero.
It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
That's crab.
It looks like a poorly drawn crab.
It looks like I drew that crab, mate. You're like, Dad, draw me a crab, and that's how it turns out.
There's more of these arrows and stuff. And maybe that wasn't enough.
Maybe the guy's just pissed. Oh.
That's a circle. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
is lights. No, there's that
Oh, look at that one. How did he reach up there? And then what? Spider-Man to the wall? After zero. Fuck knows what those paintings are. A waterfall. Yeah, you watch you slip and break your neck, mate. I reckon you're meant to go down, yeah. Take a jump down, man, see what happens. Wait, jump to the smoke, innit? Can you imagine trying to climb up that with your trainers on, like, doof, not your front teeth out? Yeah.
And of course, Mr. Krabs is
He's got crabs. No, I don't know what these are, man. It's not worth, like... Really thought you'd have adjusted by now, wouldn't you? Yeah. No, not at all, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to come back down there, man. No, yeah, so head that way, yeah. And then you'll start making our way up to the top. Imagine if you... Yeah, that's right. I just sketch out, I think, mate. It's like you're telling me this whole island with houses and gravestones and just everything, and lit candles and like some fucking dudes around you. Like I think I landed on like a cannibalistic island or something. I mean, not within the distance of Exeter and Bristol, no.
A bit of metal or something.
Yeah, like a weapon, mate. Anything just to... Yeah, because if I'm going to die, man, they're going to have to take me fighting, man.
It would be a nice time for a torch, right?
Oh, this would be a nice time for a jump scare, man. You're crawling up the wall. Spider-Pig, Spider-Pig.
The bird jump scare is very subtle.
I would, that's a dude.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
I think that's what he said. He's a liar. You liar.
There's multiple pathways here. You can guarantee you walk down one of them and you'll be like, no.
That'll be the wrong way. I say hit left and got there. This music reminds me of Lord of the Rings or Troy or something like that.
From here, don't they look like cardboard cutouts along?
Yeah.
They look well 2D.
Even, oh no, that's a bit better now, you come out.
Getting up too quick and stabbing you up top of your head, I
Ali. Oh, I accidentally used my exclusive summon today. What do you think I got? I got a Marshall cat. What did I tell you I was going to get, man? Okay.
When I was coming round from the operation, I remember the light they shone in my eyes to check for pupil contraction. It was like staring up at a moonlit sky from the bottom of a well. People moved at the summit, but I could not tell if you were one of them.
Any holes a goal? Yeah, this is a dream.
Maybe, or is he
Yeah.
He was talking about when he came out of it, so...
Oh, what does that say? Behold.
Behold Damascus.
Oh.
That's religious. That's a place in Israel, Damascus.
Does that say is taken? Behold, Damascus is taken.
It's a crusade ship.
He's on about 1776, right? The only thing I know how to do, mate, is stack tins of sweet corn badly, mate. So.
In the town, yeah, but there's our good old Corinne the Crowd.
God knows what this is, mate.
That's like Damascus upside down back to front.
Yeah.
Where's it?
Acts 22D. That's Bible thumper now, no? It is quite like hypnotic, isn't it, really? Damascus is taken it.
This one's away from being a deity.
City? What does the first bit say? Away from being... I don't know. Continue? Oh, what does that say? What does that say? And I shall be a fungus.
Furious?
I can't read that last word. The fucking guy's got all that paint and he can't even write properly. Great clue, man.
Look at these spikes, they're well thin.
Walk into one, see if it hurts you. Oh, whoops.
Well, that's something you should have bought.
Yes.
Better to get beat. Get down in this page.
You reckon that water would be fucking freezing, wouldn't it? So sharp flying. Hold on. Oh no, never mind. Okay. No, that's a big one. Whoa. Okay, you're meant to go down there. Where are you? Okay, so we're in the city.
We on the M5? and it's underwater.
Let's see if you can find my house, man.
What's going on, man?
Was.
So this would be like the last section.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
That's a trophy called Esther.
Fucking hate caves, man. Every slightest noise, it sounds like someone, like left or right down your side. Yeah, this music makes it sound like we come to the end of the game, right?
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Yeah. English, motherfucker, you speak it? Oh, you're everywhere. Maybe I'm dead.
We shall begin to assemble our own version of the North Shore. We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
A defibrillator? Yeah, surely you're in the hospital, right? And you've died. And you're just seeing like little bits of like life before you... Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like little bits of life before you die. Yeah, I was thinking that literally a second ago. Like that's Yeah. Well, at least it gives you someone to like, beat up. So the sun is So his wife, we were both in a car crash, yeah?
It seems that way. The drug driver killed the wife instantly and he's just been injured. Because there's been car parts
Down the cliff and here.
And we showed up in the M5
And
again.
yeah, we've seen a
like a
defib.
car crash scene.
And do you reckon we're underwater because we've landed in water?
Does the M5 go past?
I don't know.
All by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly written boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
The exit so we're on the road.
Heaven, something to do with heaven.
Is it the whole deliverance from heaven? Light from heaven.
Sure, something.
Making us think about it.
You better fucking spill some beans at the end, man. I'm going to be highly upset.
The kind of ending the bunker it was just like, okay.
Yeah, that fucking game.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic. And I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Are we back to the... No.
We still never really got anywhere close to the aerial. With the red line.
On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. This is just weird though, isn't it, really?
There's more little boats out there, right? I'm guessing up the stairs.
Yeah, I just want to see if
Oh,
I...
there's that area. Up the stairs to that. Seems like far up what I'm going to do.
It does, especially when you're moving at this speed, man. Can you imagine if you had to sprint? This game would have been over, man. Well, imagine if, because it's made by the same people it did, it was another kid's story, man. Do you know what he made up in his head, man?
No, the last one. This could have been an experience that Ethan Carter wrote about last time.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know, it seems completely different. Separate.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any similarities apart from the way it looks like and the gameplay.
But even then, Ethan Carter had interactions.
The pain in my legs
puzzles
sent me
to
blind
solve.
for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path.
The scenes
I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
Keep going, mate.
See what it is.
It's a little light.
Nothing.
This is the way to the garden in the night.
That's fine.
Work for your ending.
What other random locations are hard to find? Just pop
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in
This
it.
is the
I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fibre, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Gig.
That's a rare thing.
Usually, I like to let her come first, because, you know,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to come second in the Olympics. And was come near to... Do you reckon Damascus is where we died? Or where the crash happened?
Maybe there's a hot spring in Damascus. Because I know it's a big city.
Yeah, man, they're talking about 20 minutes up the
If
road
only
from my
Donnelly
house.
had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline,
Neither
as am
did
I.
he.
Just as
he
I am
know
becoming
what's
this
going on
island,
on the boat.
so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning
on.
synapses, the stones, the infection.
Another was the...
He was
the
day.
without...
I don't know about it. Are you sure about that?
Mate, I'm just looking at the chat in it and people on this thing, and people are legitimately talking about Trump.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
All you got to do, Dan, is grab him by the pussy, mate. That's it.
Going back for a bit, mate.
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Maybe that's the point. You know what I mean? This little building that you're alone. Maybe there's people there, but people are dead. You just can't see them. Same with them, though. Can't see Grace, can you? What the fuck is this thing outside?
That's what I'll do in this week.
And it came to... And it came to...
I do not know.
And that came to pass that as I take the journey, Whoa! Damn, Daniel. Bad luck. Alright, that's alright.
Hey, you got a trophy for that.
Of course.
This is really reading something. It's literally treacherous.
Yeah.
You haven't been able to
No, you fuck, mate. Nothing. Suck that off, mate.
Quite big, isn't it?
Do you think we came from over there as well, don't we?
Way over that.
Or we'll get up there, it'll be easy.
Where is this rail?
You fuck up from heaven.
It seems like every bit of one sequence from the same like
Yeah, she's broken down.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet, sideways, whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us. I'm about this night in walking, old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our children, old Paul as ever, old Paul. He shakes and he shivers and he turns off his lights alone.
Alright, don't go fucking get hot about it, get hot under the car. Fucking babies, mate. They get wind as well, innit? As I start blowing, lads. It's getting higher. 420, bro. Someone with me. Gig. My mother-in-law. Came into my mother-in-law. So Damascus is something important, isn't it? It was to be where we had an accident, the hospital, or the town that we had the accident.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks.
That was going nowhere, wasn't it? Here we go.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this
Who's
island.
Jacobson?
Who was Jacobson?
Oh.
Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him?
Walk up there and then jump off.
I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jacobson flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Flap as hard as you want, mate. The superpowers are not active today. Are they? You're a bird. You're a plane. Yeah, like something solid, like to go on, not.
Come back.
Are you gonna get anything else?
Paul. Well, that was shit, Dan. Wasn't it, really? Couple of
It
quid,
was
yeah.
alright, but
Well,
the story
the
was just
story
so
was wank, mate. Well, it wasn't. No, that's just.
made us think. Like,
Yeah,
it was decent, but
what let it down?
it's the unsatisfying.
Anticlimactic
Yeah,
resolution of the story. No, we thought that was. How many conclusions did we jump to
We had
before we made the right
loads.
one?
What?
Special thanks. Right, this is a list of. We've got to make a list of people we need to kill, and Asher Volmo is one of them. No, I don't know, mate. That was all. It was okay. I would say the bunker was better than this, and that
Just
ain't saying
interaction
much.
like this, it was just walking
Like
around
they didn't explain that flickering light we saw in the cave.
that moved. They didn't explain.
What actually happened?
Yeah, is the island real? Because he was talking about someone that lived there, the
Or-
Jacobson guy.
Maybe when he died, he became a bird and flew out there. Or did he die on the island? Or did he die in a car crash?
He looked like
or-
he died on the M5. Really.
So what the fuck is that defibrillator doing in the middle of the island, like? Okay.
And those clothes.
Yeah, neatly folded. Maybe that was why he was on the hospital bed. So Dan, that was done before. Taking everything into account, what do you rate it out of 10?
5. Just if I had some better like at the end, it would bump it up quite high. But
Well, I give it like
I just resume.
a lucky 4. A lucky 4. Quite frankly, you need to ring up PlayStation and ask for your fucking money back, mate.
What would have been different in the non-landmark edition? Like, what makes this
Yeah.
the landmark edition?
Maybe this is the only edition. That's just what it is, dear Esther.
And there was an option for like director's like commentary.
Maybe that would have come in handy, would it?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to hear that from the first playthrough, would you? It's just like I'd have to listen to that with Dad just to see what to have him explain. When they need a director's commentary to explain what the hell is going on, they haven't done it right.
Yeah. Usually give your director's commentary as like an added bonus, do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
know, see what...
Seems like there was no game there.
Quite
It was
frankly,
just a weird.
This is probably one of the worst games I've ever played. For me,
Sure.
though. Yeah, I played it. Alright, why not the worst?
The actual visuals and the audio and the quality is all good and it's
Yeah, but that can only take you so far, right?
and what with the actual interaction and the gameplay is severe. It was literally just an on rails linear walk and listen.
Yeah.
But it was really intriguing though up until the end.
Even the end has
Because
got
I
me
wanted-
questioning
Because I wanted a bit of.
an explanation, though.
It's just a middle finger at the end. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's like a big fat fuck you. Well done. Cheers
because I
for you,
swear
mate. But
halfway through he said something about chucking the book off the top and jumping with it himself, and then as we started getting up to the thing, I was like, is he just going to climb up and jump off? And he
So that's when I said at the beginning, find it at the foot of his tomb. That's obviously where he died, right? At the end, near his tombstone. Do you remember that? The very first thing
that's
he
what he
said.
said, but then you see, then he's talking about blood gushing from the cut on his head, and there's all the car
And he had
parts.
his infection.
Yeah, and he's on the M5, and we saw the M5 in a car crash. He said that Esther got killed by a drunk driver. Maybe she was in the passenger seat, And the only other two people we hear about is Donnelly is actually Esther, and it's Esther Donnelly.
Yeah.
And then there's Paul, and the fuck that.
Jacobson.
And Jacobson is a guy that actually lived on this island, as if it's a real place.
So we Paul. Because at the end, the last trophy of the pot was Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah, so maybe the narrator was Esther's husband, but they both died. Jacobson was from this island and we were Paul, but why are we here? Why are we a bird? It just doesn't make
That's why it gets a lucky 4. A lucky 4. It was the visuals and like story. Well, I'd say storytelling, but there wasn't much. But like the commentary, there was no.
And all those fucking paintings. We were there for ages trying to figure it out.
And it turns out that has nothing to do with anything. Maybe that was just a way of trying to keep you in the game longer than what we spent. What did we spend? An hour and a half, maybe. Well, there you go. There's Dear Esther, guys.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this game?
No.
No. Alright. There you go,
It's
guys.
just a big old man.
So don't buy the game unless. I mean, if you've watched this playthrough,
You've seen
everything. I mean, not everything. There's probably other trophies to collect.
We'll have a look in a minute.
There you go. Well, I'm disappointed, Dan.
I was enjoying it, and then it was like, fuck you, right?
Alright, well, there you go, guys. There's Dear Esther. On my recommendation, don't buy this game. If you've watched this whole playthrough, you've got no need to buy this game. You're doing it for the trophies. Maybe get the game, maybe for 4 or 5 quid, right? But
I doubt there'll be a platinum. Only 100% already. Yeah, if there's a platinum to this, I wouldn't see why we hadn't already got it.
alright, guys, there you go. Well, if you enjoyed it, thumbs up. I might have to give this video a thumbs down. But anyway, there you go, guys. Catch you in the next video.